Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Hayley, and I'm so honored that you came to check out my channel and watch my videos. Today we're going to be doing a full face of drugstore makeup. A lot of this is really affordable. Not all from the same place. I tried to do that, but I'll explain later on why that didn't work out. If you are interested in watching how I achieved this look, then just keep watching and let's get right into this video. To start, I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. This stuff has been around forever. This is one of the things that I've had in my collection for a long time. I don't really have like a plethora of drugstore products, so some of the stuff I did have to go out and pick up, but this is one of the ones that I had. I have used this before. I really like it. This stuff still works just as good as it always has. And a little bit goes a long way because it is kind of a silicone, but it's not too much of a silicone. It's kind of hard to explain, but a little does go a long way when using this, so you don't really need that much. Next, for foundation, I'm going to be taking the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I've heard lots of good things about this. I've seen countless reviews on it, so I figured I would try it out myself. I did get the shade Porcelain, because I am not self-tanned at all whatsoever right now. I think it'll match my face, but I don't think it'll match my neck as well. My face is always lighter than my neck. It's just been like that forever. I don't really know why. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my brush. Kind of just like dot it around. Yeah, this is a little bit too light, but it's nothing that like using a bronzer can't fix. So, story time. This is kind of like a do-over video for me because I filmed one Thursday night when I was getting ready for my Valentine's Day dinner, and I had purchased the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation because I've heard a lot of good things about it on YouTube. A lot of good reviews, and especially for being like the price that it is. I've heard that it was really full coverage, it was really matte, and the color match was good. The one video that stood out to me, the girl was very self-tanned, so she was using a darker color. So I don't know if it's just their like lighter shades that have issues, but I pumped it out on my hand because I used my beauty blender, and it literally came out orange. Like, it looked like orange cream yogurt. It was that bad. And I tried to keep blending on my face. Like, I put it on my face, and I had a really damp beauty blender because I was trying to like blend out the orange out of it, but then that took away the full coverage part of it. So I don't know, it just didn't work. And I got a lot of my products from LA Girl, and let me tell you, they were just not good. I got to the point where I was like, okay, I am just gonna do a do-over of this. We're just gonna stop here. And I'm kind of glad that I ended up deciding that because my camera died. I was just like, you know what? We're just gonna try this again. So, take two. And then next I'm gonna be going in with the Covergirl Clean Matte Concealer in the shade Light Pale. I'm gonna use my Real Techniques face sponge to blend this out. Good color. Blends out pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with it. I haven't used Covergirl products in a long time, so it's like taking me back to when I was 15. It's not really blending out too well with a sponge in my under eye, so I'm just going to go in with a brush. So it is clinging to my dry patches a little bit, which the foundation didn't really do. So maybe this concealer just doesn't work the best with this foundation. I'm not liking it for my under eye. I'm liking it like everywhere but my under eye. And it's just because of those dry patches. Like, this side of my face is blending out pretty good. It's definitely not full coverage, so if you're looking for a full coverage concealer, look elsewhere because this is not. A little bit of creasing, but nothing too awful. I'm just not impressed with this. You can kind of see like my dry patches where they're like just like accentuated and it kind of just clung to those and didn't really blend out. I still am not a fan of that side. It's partly just because I just have these like little irritation spots that are slowly, like they're clearing up, they're getting better, but it's just so slow. I just want them to go away already. So the foundation just doesn't work well with that, but this side's fine. So if you have like a lot of dry patches or any irritation in your eyes, it'll definitely cling to that. It's definitely the concealer, because I've used other concealers to try and cover it up and they don't have that effect like that does. Moving on to powder, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Shine Free Loose powder in the shade 01 Light. It is like the messiest powder that I've ever owned, but the formula of it is good. I definitely wouldn't recommend taking it for traveling. It used to be, before I like got into Sephora and just like expanding my makeup collection, this was the only powder that I had, and when I would bring it traveling, I would have to tape the packaging because like this, the lid doesn't screw on, it just like sets on there, so it comes off so easily. Okay, this is changing my color a little bit, so that's helping with matching my neck. It does have a little bit of a tint to it. It is feeling like kind of drying though, so definitely you're gonna want to like freshen up with some kind of like rose water spray or a moisturizing, like a hydrating setting spray. Moving on to bronzer, I have this palette that I've been wanting to get for so long. It's been sold out in every place that they sell it, and it finally went back in stock at Ulta. The girl who collabed with it was like, it'll only be back in select Ulta stores, so I was like, are you kidding me? Because my nearest Ulta store is 45 minutes to an hour away, and I'm like, I'm really hoping that it'll be online, and it was. Anyway, this is the Physicians Formula Butter Collection with Casey Holmes. I've heard so many good things about this. People are raving over it. It is so pretty, and the smell is the smell. Like, I feel like I just put on my coconut tanning oil sunscreen and I'm about to go lay out on the beach, which it's actually kind of sad because I really want to go do that and it's kind of teasing me. So yeah, I really like this palette. I'm excited to use it. My only thing that I'm like just not too fond of are the eyeshadow colors. I like neutral browns and just like easy shades like that, and I'm not a fan of like the green and reds. I just feel like it's not something that I wear on an everyday basis, but that's okay. Like, that's what Casey wanted to do. Like, that's what makes her palette original. So it's just not something that I would have done, but at the same time, it's not my palette. So I still think it's beautiful. Who knows, maybe I'll need that green sometime. Anyway, so we're gonna start bronzing. I really like it. It's looking really nice, and it's not too warm on my skin either. I have really bad luck with bronzers sometimes when they're like too warm on my skin, and this one looks pretty natural. I love bronzer on my forehead. I never used to do it. And then I started, I'm like, why have I not been doing this all my life? I love the way it looks. If it's blended out, good. If it's not blended out good, then it can go south very quickly. I'm going to go in with the same shade. I'm just going to go in with a smaller brush and just contour my cheeks even more. Just kind of make that line a little bit more precise. I really like props to this palette. Like, it has pretty much a full face of powders and stuff. Obviously not a foundation or anything like that, but like just this alone is $13.99, I believe. It kind of depends on what store you get it at. And like this whole palette was $20. So like you're getting such a good deal. And you're getting a limited edition highlighter, which I really, really love. I didn't know that there was like actual chunks of glitter in it. So I'm hoping that's not like too overpowering, but it is a very pretty color. I love the color. But for blush, I'm not going to use the shade that's in this palette. I just feel like it's very shimmery, first of all, and I'm not a huge fan of shimmery blushes, and it is very, very pinky and dark, so I'm thinking it will be better for me when I'm more self-tanned and it will just look more natural. So instead, I'm going to go in with their other butter blush that's just not in the palette. It's the shade 6811 Vintage Rouge. Just a nice, natural, like, pale pink. Just give you, like, the right amount of flush to your cheek. Yeah, that's, like, perfect. That is my kind of blush right there. I love the way that the blush and the contour work together, the bronzer. They really complement each other. I'm just going to go in and blend that out a little bit better. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the highlighter. I'm just going to try and show you this. If I can. It is such a pretty highlighter. I don't know if you can see like the chunks of glitter in it. It kind of looks a little bit different on the camera. It is so creamy to swatch that, like holy crap. I'm just gonna put a little bit right here. This is the one LA Girl product that I actually liked. It's not too waxy. It has a lot of pigment in it. I was pretty happy with it. It was such a nice relief because I had just used so many products by them that I absolutely hated. So then to finally find one that worked pretty good, it was like just let a deep breath out. It's a good color. It's in the shade Soft Brown, I believe. Okay, I don't have anything to set my brows with. I don't really think I need to set them, especially since I use the pomade, so I think they'll be fine. I'm just going to take my spoolie on the other end of my brush and just kind of feather through them like that. Okay, for eyeshadow primer, I'm going to be going in with the Bad Habit Eyeshadow Primer. The eyeshadow primer that I used in my take one of this video, my trial and obviously error attempt, it was the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer, and kind of like this concealer, but worse. It literally just like caked onto every dry patch that I have on my eyes. They're just obnoxiously there, and the eyeshadow primer that I used just made them like look awful looking. I couldn't. I had to actually go remove it, and I came in and used this. I'm not exactly sure if this is a drugstore, but for the price, it should be considered drugstore. This is $6 on. I ordered it on Hush.com. You can get it on the Bad Habit website. It is only $6. And it works really good. I've been using this for a while, and I really, really like it. Okay, back to the Casey Holmes palette. I'm going to be taking the shade Do Not Disturb. It's that really, really like light shade, just to set my eyeshadow primer. This is very, very pigmented. I do like this. It's very different from their other shades though. That was another thing that I returned at the store. There was like 10 things. I got almost all my money back. Like I literally returned almost everything that I bought. Because it just was that bad. The other Physicians Formula Just Butter Collection palette that I bought, the shade that's more closely to the shade that I'm using right now wasn't very pigmented. It didn't really go on very easily, but this one is, so I'm very thankful for that. Honestly, the reason that I returned that palette was because they had this really, really pretty, you could tell it was like glittery, shimmery shade in there, and I went to swatch it, and it came off, like barely anything came off of my finger. I was so disappointed. It looked so pretty in the palette, and then I swatched it and I was just so disappointed. The other shades in there weren't that bad. They blended out pretty good. That shade just ruined it for me. It was such a fail, you guys. Like, I'm so glad I didn't post it because It was just not good. Not good. Next, I'm going to be going in with the shade No Filter. This is just going to be like a simple eye look. I'm going to take this very lightly because it's not a very light transition shade. And fluff that into my crease. You just have to be very careful with this color because there's not really like a really good light transition color in there, so you kind of just have to start dark if you want to stick to just this palette, which is fine. You just have to be very light-handed when applying it and make sure that you tap off the excess of your brush. You don't want to have too much. Like that. You don't want to do that. So I'm going to go in with Tropic Like It's Hot. They're very, very pigmented, and a lot comes out on your brush. I'm very pleased with them. I just wish there was more like browns in it because I love my browns. I'm going to take those same shades on my under eye. Just going to go in with the No Filter shade, which is like that lighter, like burnt orange. And I'm going to go in lighter on my outer eye with the Tropic Like It's Hot shade. I want to try this perfume. I want to like spray it on my arm or something. I have to see how it smells. Oh my god, that smells so good. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like coconut but sweet like at the same time. Oh my god, it smells so good. I'm spraying it all over myself. I love that. Love that perfume. For eyeliner, I'm going to be going in with the L'Oreal Infallible Liquid Liner, the super slim one. Shade 400 Black. Has a nice tip on it too. Alright, let's see how it works. I opened up the LA Girl eyeliner and I couldn't even finish my doing my eyes with it. It was already dried out. I did not even get one full use out of it. That's how bad it was. I was so disappointed. Okay, it is very black, which is good. And it has a very fine tip, which is good for wings. That was really easy to make that wing. That was really good. It's just like glided on. I'm very impressed with that. Very impressed. For setting spray, I have the Ulta Beauty Matte Makeup Setting Spray. I haven't really used this before, so I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to like spray out and how it's going to look and stuff. I'm going to combine it with a little bit of my Mario Badescue Rose Water Spray just to kind of get rid of that powdery look because it is a little bit powdery and just kind of get some hydration back into my face. So I'm going to go over a little bit of that and then I will do the Ulta Beauty Setting Spray. Okay, for mascara, I'm going to be going in with my tried and true Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. And I'm going to be curling my lashes with my Shop Miss A lash curler. Okay, for lips, I'm going to be using the lip that comes in the Holmes palette. It is the Murumuru butter. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. Murumuru butter lip cream. This is a limited edition as well. It's in the shade Pop the Bubbly. It's nice and shimmery, and it kind of matches the eyes. Ooh, yeah, it does. It's pretty. It's very, like, liquidy. Like, it's not drying at all, which is good because I always have such dry lips. Especially in the winter. Like, my skin screams for moisture in the winter. It's so bad. Hey guys, so that is the finished look. I'm just going to zoom you in so you can see a little bit better. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Everything was pretty affordable, especially the Casey Holmes palette. I'm so happy with that. I love that she came out with something and collaborated with someone because she's been like one of the YouTubers that I've been watching for years, and I've been following her and taking her advice. A lot of the stuff that I get on my channel is because I watched her try it. I was really excited to use this palette, and I'm so glad that I finally was able to get it when it wasn't out of stock. But yes, this is the finished look. I'm really excited with how it turned out. Everything looks nice and summery, which is very uplifting in this time of what it seems like never-ending winter. I like the shades that were in the palette a lot better than I thought I would. I was a little reluctant because, like I said, they weren't like my traditional browns that I like to use, but they do look pretty complimenting, especially with the rest of it. The lip goes really well with the eye look, the highlighter, and just like face products complement each other really well, and I'm super happy with how this video came out. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of when I post new videos. I try to do every Tuesday and Saturday, but sometimes my busy life does not let me do so. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.